Thanks for staying with us here on STL Live. We're back with Deborah Zeman from the Czech Fall Festival, and I wanted to save this next segment to dedicate to food, because food is a big component and a big highlight of the festival. Yes. So I'll say I know kolachki. So tell me more about kolachki, as well as some of the other things that are going to be at the event.
We will be serving traditional Czech dumplings, which are very light and fluffy, and they soak up the gravy very well. The pastry with the dinner includes either kolachki, which are small yeast pastries that contain fruit filling, or something called rohličky. Those are little rolled-up pastries, and they will have a nut filling. There are also stolons, which could be poppy seed or apricot or cheese. Those are also very good. And the deli, which will be open a little bit later on in the afternoon, will feature some lighter fare, so that you can come in right away in the morning and you can have your full dinner of roast duck and dumplings and sauerkraut and rohličky and coffee. And then later on in the afternoon, you might want to fill up on chlebičky. Those are little open-faced Czech sandwiches, which include cheese and ham and salami and a little pickle and olive for garnish, and those are very good as well, and sausage as well. And the pastry booth will include a variety of kolachki. In addition to the traditional flavors, there will be apricot and peach, and they will also be serving selling hoskas, which are traditional braided bread. And they're sweet. They are considered a pastry as opposed to a bread per se.
You were making me so hungry. You're doing such a great job describing it. I mean, literally, I'm visualizing all of this in my head. I mean, I want to talk about culturally how this is even passed down generations by generations in terms of the food. I mean, this is authentic, traditional sort of food, recipes, homemade. Is this just recipes passed down over the generation within St. Louis's Czech community, or how does that work?
Different families make different dumplings, for example. You can make dumplings that are potato-based. That's what we do in my family. And then you have some that are made with bread, and then you have the ones that we serve, and they are made with flour and butter and yeast, which makes them nice and light and fluffy. And that's more of the traditional ones that people tend to look for. That's what people come in and ask, I'd like an extra plate of dumplings, and we will serve those.
Let's talk about your background as well, just to give people insight when we say St. Louis's Czech community or Czech American, the history. Let's talk about that. It is a big community. Tell me a bit about the history.
It's not as big as it used to be, but there's a core group of several hundred who still maintain the American Czech Center and work on all the functions and come to the different events and the different functions. And then there are the people who don't know anything at all about the Czech community or the Czech culture, and they hear about us through different media and say, oh, I'd like to come down and see that and find out what that's all about. And then there are the ones in between who can come in and say, oh, Grandma used to make these, or my family came from the Czech Republic a couple of generations ago. So there's three different groups of us. There's the ones who remember our Czech heritage and still maintain it and still practice it, and then there are the ones who used to, or they remember what their parents and grandparents did, and then there's the general community who want to know more about what we're all about.
Yeah, and taste the delicious
taste the delicious food.
So what do you think people ultimately each year, what do they love about the festival? Is it really the
it's
food,
different.
Or kind of just coming together?
It's different. There's the only Czech festival in the entire community. St. Louis has a good, strong ethnic community, and you can pretty much visit any country in the world here in St. Louis simply by going to the festivals, and we promote ours as a taste of the Czech Republic.
A taste of the Czech Republic. Well, there it is. It's taking place on Saturday, November 21st. It's the Czech Fall Festival. It's at American Czech Educational Center. That's ASEC, and that's off Lansdowne Avenue at 4690 Lansdowne. You can call the number on your screen for more information, or go to the website at asec-stl.org for more information. Well, Deborah, it's always great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, we have to mention Beer Festival coming up in December?
The Beer Festival's coming up in December, the second Saturday of December, and if you come to the Fall Festival, you'll be able to get a little more information about it, and you will be able to buy your tickets as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, good luck with everything.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Well, when we return on STL Live, we'll chat with Janice Holt and Andy Harrington Cosby from the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America. We'll be right back after this break.